Hello, Fremont Middle School students. I am Mr. Zerlot, the principal here at the middle school, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2020-2021 school year. It's been a very abnormal 5 months since you've been in a school, and we recognize that. We understand that, and we want to make sure that you are aware that we will do everything we can as we welcome you back to help you to be prepared, to feel comfortable here at the school. For those of you that are entering a new school, coming into the 6th grade, or possibly a new student at Fremont Middle School, we will spend time working on procedures. We will spend time practicing lockers and going over new procedures, because in many cases, some of the things we'll be doing this year are unlike past years. For example, we'll be wearing face coverings, and we will be having smaller class sizes in our classes here at the middle school. We'll be eating in smaller groups and dividing our grade levels between the cafeteria and the small gym, among other things like daily cleaning and hourly cleaning and disinfecting and things that need to be done to make sure that everybody is as safe as possible. But I just wanted to welcome you and to talk with you for a minute to let you know that we truly are anxious for the new school year to begin. We are really looking forward to seeing everybody on August 31st, less than 2 weeks away. And you would have had the opportunity in a normal year to come in for open house or an orientation session that we weren't able to do this year. But in the spring, Mrs. Miller-Trevere and I, Mrs. Miller-Trevere is our assistant principal, we put together a brief video tour of the middle school to try to help people understand the layout of the building and some of the things and the ways procedures happen here at the middle school. So we've made a few tweaks to that to represent the updated information and some of our daily schedule times and things like that that may have been wrong in the spring video. So you won't see those, but it'll look very familiar to some of you who saw this video in the spring. But we wanted to let you see it again so that you could feel as comfortable as possible when you show up on August 31st. So here's the video. Enjoy. And then Mrs. Miller-Trevere will have some words for you at the end. But everybody enjoy the last couple weeks of summer. I really look forward to seeing you in just a couple weeks. Okay, so this is what we call our 8th grade hall, and some of you may have a class or two up here because our teachers do cross grade levels with the classes they teach, but we call it the 8th grade hall because this is where all of the 8th grade lockers will be. So if you look down this direction, you will see the hallway ends there. These are, like I said, mostly 8th grade teachers, but there is a 6th grade science class that meets on the end of the hall there. And then as we move this direction, we see some of our co-curricular classes. The co-curricular classes for 6th grade are health, art, computers, and a class called Science Olympiad, which is a fun science class with a lot of hands-on activities regarding science.
Don't forget PE and band or orchestra, if you are so inclined. Long time no see.
So a lot of classrooms are empty right now, but this is the art classroom, and where many of you will have art next year. And this is one of our computer labs. This is where our daily computer classes meet. We also have another computer lab we'll show you later that students can go and when they're part of a class that is working on a project or needs computer usage. And then just a few other 8th grade classrooms that direction. But as we move back to the main hallway, we'll show you some of the areas that you will frequently be visiting.
All right. This is what's considered the 6th grade wing, but just as Mr. Zerlot said about the 8th grade wing, all of our teachers teach multiple grade levels. So the 6th grade wing is just where your lockers are going to be, and probably a lot of your classes as well. If you are a student who gets dropped off in the morning, this is where you will enter the building. So this is where all of the 6th graders will have their lockers. Be practicing combinations. If you can get a padlock, to practice unlocking a combination lock at home. That would be best to prepare you for when you come to this building, because all of our lockers have combination locks. But this is where your lockers will be. Many of your classes may be in this hallway as well. All right, let's head on to the next spot.
So this is our cafeteria. We will definitely catch you up when we come back to school in the fall on all the processes for lunch, so nobody needs to worry about that, and we'll cover it then. As we move down the hallway toward what we call our 7th grade wing, we'll see that our library is one of our stops. But we do have about 15 computers here, and then we also have fully stocked shelves with books and the opportunity to check out books. The library opens at about 7:45 each morning. Students can go in there before school. It's also open throughout the day for you to be able to visit and to get books if you have permission from your teachers. And then it's also an option for what we call our rec time, the 6th grade version of recess, before lunches, that you can go in there and you can read, or you can work on homework, you could hang out with friends, you could use one of the computers, but that's opportunity for rec time.
This is the Pack Shack that is occasionally open before school and sometimes after school. The hours, it says here 7:45 to 7:55. It is only open when Mrs. Walker is available to open it, so it's very inconsistent at this point. But there are school supplies in there. There are some like chewing gum. There are some clothing items. So when it's open, stop in and see what she has.
Next, we can go down our music wing, and we'll show you a couple things in this hallway. Our orchestra and band programs meet down here, and we're going to get a chance to meet those teachers. But also, we'll show you the door that we would go into the cafeteria at lunchtime, and this is also the hallway that we exit the building at the end of each day to board the buses.
And to go to rec if it's outside. We're here. Hi. Hello.
So this is the band room and the orchestra room where our music programs meet each day. And Mrs. Anderson is our orchestra teacher. Mrs. Anderson, do you have anything you'd like to talk to the kids about?
I do. We're super excited to see you guys next year. As Mr. Zerlat said, I'm the orchestra teacher, and I am here to be able to teach you to play the bass, or the cello, or the violin, or the viola. And we'll teach you everything you need to know to be able to play those instruments here at the middle school, and we'd like you to be considering joining band or orchestra. Hope to see you next year.
Hi. Mr. Briza.
I'm Mr. Briza, and I'm the band director. And like Mrs. Anderson said, we're really excited to see you here next fall. And I would teach you everything you need to know on how to play the flute, the clarinet, the saxophone, the trombone, the trumpet, the French horn, and back here, all of that really cool percussion stuff.
At the end of each school day, if you are riding the bus, these are the doors that we will exit, and the buses all line up here in the parking lot. As many of you know, because if you've been a bus rider, you know that you come from Daisy Brook now, and then come over here to the middle school and get onto your home bus from your transfer bus. Now you'll just have to load your home bus, but we wait for all the buses to get here, and then we load and depart from here from the whole district. We also, this is our rec area. In the fall and spring, especially on nice days, we've got areas out here with grass and a volleyball net and some playground equipment and basketball hoops and a couple gaga pits. That this is where we'll come out for rec time, which is 20 minutes a day right before your lunch. we re-enter the building and go back to the main hallway, we'll show you the first of our 2 gyms here at the middle school. This is what we call the small gym here at the middle school. It is the original gym with the building, and therefore the older of the 2 gyms. We have PE classes in here, and sometimes we have athletic events in here, but we have the majority of our athletic events in the big gym that we'll show you here in a minute. Our PE classes here at the middle school are not co-ed. They are separated by boys and girls. And so the boys' classes, for example, would meet in here the first 9 weeks, while the girls' classes met in the other gym. And then after that first 9 weeks, they would flip-flop so that both boys and girls get an opportunity to be in classes in both of the gyms. In the far corner down there, the door on the left, the tan door on the left, is the entrance to the locker room area. And then on the right is the office of Mr. Zerfus, our boys' PE teacher. Here in this other corner, we have the entrance to the girls' locker room, and Mrs. Holmberg, our girls' PE teacher, has her office there as well.
So this hallway is considered the 7th grade hallway because this is where the 7th grade lockers are. But just like the other 2 hallways, our teachers teach multiple grade levels, so you may have classes down here. Mr. Henry teaches 6th grade science, and Mrs. Totten teaches 6th grade geography, so you may be down this hallway for one of your classes. Let's take a peek at the big gym.
This is what we call the big gym, and like I said, this is one of the gyms that we have PE classes in, but also where we will have most of our athletic events, and also any of our all-school assemblies would be held here. We might have a class meeting if it was just your grade level in the small gym, but when we get the whole school together, it's not big enough over there, so we would all be in here for assemblies and other activities where we all come together as one big group.
Speaking of those other activities that we come together as one big group, we're a little bit wimpy here at the middle school when it comes to cold weather, rain or snow. So during the winter months or the yuckier days, we come in here for rec rather than going outside. Please make sure that you bring a sweatshirt or a coat, because there are days where it will be a little bit chilly that we go outside, but when it's really cold, we're in here.
In the mornings, if you ride the bus to school, the bus will drop off just outside of these doors at the end of this big gym hallway. So on your first day here at middle school, that's where you can expect to get dropped off by the bus. You would travel down this hallway, right around the corner. It's unfortunate that we weren't able to meet you in person today. We definitely look forward to the chance that we will get to do that. But I hope this has helped in some way to give you a little better idea of what the middle school looks like, where some of your classes would be, how things would go throughout your day, and hopefully gives you a little bit more comfort about your experience at the middle school starting in the fall.
Can't wait to meet all of you. See you in the fall.
Wow. You're probably thinking to yourself, that is the weirdest open house tour I've ever taken. And you're not wrong. That was the weirdest open house tour I've ever given. Things are going to probably be a little bit different this year, given the circumstances we've been dealt, but those circumstances certainly don't dictate how much fun we're going to have this year. We might have to just get a little bit more creative about how we have fun this year, but it's going to be fun. I want to assure you that. You're probably pretty nervous about coming to school and finding your classes and where your locker might be and what your combination is going to be and how to open that locker. And I want you to know right now that you do not need to stress about that. That is something we will help you with on the first day. When you get here, we will hand you a schedule that will have all of your classes on it, and it will have your locker and your combination all listed in one place. And there will be plenty of adults around to help you find those classes and find your locker and get into your locker. So please don't stress yourself out over that part of sixth grade, because it is totally not worth it. You will learn those schedules and those combinations in no time. If you are still worried about where your classes might be and where your locker may be and the combination, you can call our office and set up an appointment to have a little tour of the building prior to the school year starting. So if that is something that you think might settle your nerves a little bit, please feel free to call the office, and we'll schedule you a little personal tour with you and your parents. We're looking so forward to seeing you on the 31st, and I think it's going to be a great year.